I am standing, if I were to properly characterize the situation in ZANUPF, things are not well. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a fight between retired General Chiwenga and Emerson Mnangagwa. Listening to an interview that was done by Themba Mliswa and posted it on his YouTube page, you can tell that even Themba Mliswa wants to play smart. He realizes that the situation is out of hand. And from what I gather, just analyzing from afar, is that there is no longer communication between retired General Chiwenga as well as Emerson Mnangagwa. These two once buddies, but now they are appearing to be sworn enemies, especially following what transpired during the Poliburo. And I must be wondering what is happening following the events that are currently taking place as a response to what transpired during the ZANUPF Poliburo session. Greetings and welcome on your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that when I come live, you get to be the first one to watch us. Ladies and gentlemen, I must attest to you that things appear not to be good in ZANUPF. I'm not someone who loves to exaggerate the situation, but I must attest from the standpoint, from where I am standing at the moment, ZANUPF is in a volatile situation. Anything can happen from any second, from any hour, from now. Now, I was listening to Themba Mliswa. When I went to that interview, I thought that Themba Mliswa was going to attack retired General Chiwenga as he has been paid. But to my surprise, Themba Mliswa did not attack retired. It's not an attack. In fact, it was an advice. He says to retired General Chiwenga, it was not good for you to actually do what you did to Emerson Mnangagwa during the Poliburo. You said you once fought in the liberation struggle with Emerson Mnangagwa. You were together and you helped him, hence embarrassing him in such a manner you did during the Poliburo was not okay. Why don't you actually come and sit down as brothers and sisters and try to sort out your matters? In my view, Themba Mliswa is playing very, very smart. You see, if he knew, Themba is an opportunist, I don't want to lie about that. If he knew that Emerson Mnangagwa is at a stronger position, and if he knew that the temperatures are not as high as they are at the moment, I can attest to you, he would have actually fired missiles like individuals such as Daniel Gawe, your Douglas Mahias, people who are not properly conceptualizing the situation as it is at the moment. But Themba Mliswa playing very smart. He did not insult. I think even retired General Chiwenga watching that video of Themba Mliswa would not, in fact, would laugh at himself. And I think even Mnangagwa might decide to actually ask for his money back from Themba Mliswa. Because Themba Mliswa, unlike what he wrote on his Twitter account, he has toned down on the YouTube, on his YouTube video in an interview that was done by a journalist whom we don't even know, most probably someone bogus who was told, ask me these questions so that it appears as if I'm doing a good job for the people who gave me the money to do the good job. And also, he was on what are your comments. In fact, the person who asked Themba Mliswa, I say this was a rehearsed, some form of an interview. He begins with asking Themba Mliswa that you are not part of ZANUPF, you are not in the presidium, but you are at the center of what is discussed about ZANU-PF at the moment. What's your take on this? And guess what? Themba Mliswa, I was expecting that he was going to hit hard. He just says it was wrong for Chiwenga to fight in front of Poliburo. It appears Emmerson Mnangagwa was actually ripped apart. It appears Mnangagwa was undressed during that particular Poliburo meeting, because we understand those who loves to twerk for nothing, like Love Momatuke, they tried to actually intervene and try to correct retired General Chiwenga, but Chiwenga responded and asked the men to sit down and began to question even his credentials, and asked him, where were you when I took Emmerson Mnangagwa whilst Robert Gabriel Mugabe was paying for his blood to South Africa, for the first time coming out openly indicating that it is him who assisted Mnangagwa to escape Zimbabwe in 2017, and asking Matuke, where were you? Who are, in simple terms, he was trying to say, this is not your Berkeley, you are young. He even asked him, where were you when we were in the liberation struggle? And from there, all members of the Poliburo, your machacha, ZANU-PF Komeza, with big stomach full of monies that are actually given by Zikanandas, they kept quiet and they didn't know what to do. And I mean, Themba Mliswa started denying it, but now he has actually agreed that what happened was wrong. They were supposed to talk privately, because saying that in the Poliburo, I mean, makes the ZANU-PF as a political institution to be wrong. It actually opened a can of which it has. ZANU-PF, I mean, it shouldn't be sugar-coated. I think it's good that even retired General Chiwenga is taking such a stance to even say that ZANU-PF is corrupt. Truth has to be said about ZANU-PF in order, if this ZANU-PF continues to self-correct and to reform itself from corruption. Otherwise, if he is fighting, not characterizing the problem that is actually characteristics of the current ZANU-PF under Emmerson Mnangagwa, then people would not actually support or buy in into his fight. But properly characterizing ZANU-PF, unlike what obviously Themba Mliswa has been paid, I mean, a lot of money, so he's trying to appear to be actually doing the Lord Mnangagwa's work, but obviously playing very, very carefully, because he respected, I can tell you, he respected retired General Chiwenga. He did not spit venom on that video as he did on his ex messages, because most probably he realized that the nation was against him, and he realized that he had provoked wrong people in Zimbabwe. And I'm sure he strongly understands the power and the capacity as well as the capability of the faction of retired General Chiwenga. Now, he was also asked about Blessed Geza. What do you say about allegations that were made by Blessed Geza? To prove that Blessed Geza told the truth, Themba Mliswa did not answer that question. What he went to say, he said, no, I would not say anything. Sekuru Geza, Sekuru Bangu, which means Sekuru Geza is my relative. He characterized him as a Sekuru. His grandfather, yes, a grandfather, is my grandfather. Of course, and also he went on to say, Geza, forgive Mnangagwa. That's what he said. He did not, like these other reckless ZANU-PF bootlickers, attack Blessed Geza. He was cautious in terms of addressing Blessed Geza. He said, Blessed Geza, forgive whatever the wrongs that have happened. Remember, you are the one who called us to support Emerson Mnangagwa. That is what he said. You are the one who called us. If things have gone wrong, he even invited him and said, you can come to me. He calls himself a sopu, and showing where he is actually presiding a sapugu, as we call it, a sopugu, as a sopugu in his community, a village head. So that on its own, that carefulness, that craftiness, and to that Themba Mliswa has actually done in the name of doing Lord Mnangagwa's work. I'm saying Lord purposely because he has reduced himself into a follower of Emerson Mnangagwa, but he is trying to play carefully. The mere fact that a paid Themba Mliswa, chooses his words in terms of addressing Blessed Geza, in terms of addressing retired General Chiwenga, that on its own is a clear indication of how we understand the levels of temperatures within ZANUPF at the moment, is how we understand properly escalation. That is the order of the day within ZANUPF at the moment. He's treading so very, very carefully. He's treading. Remember, a lot of information has been said about him, and he has seen that now he is at the center. He is exposed. Initially, he was saying everything he was saying about Blessed Geza, but there were no revelations that he has been part and parcel of the elimination of the military generals, something that was actually exposed by the former girlfriend of Themba Mliswa, whom they have a child, who have a record of when they started to actually I think you can watch on my other video where I was reading that particular message, one of the broadcasts where I had to laugh literally because I've never actually dealt with such a complicated situation. But Themba Mliswa playing very, very smart. In the middle of tensity that has arisen to alarming levels within ZANUPF, that can only tell you one thing. The fact that he's playing smart, he understands that the situation in which the country is at the moment, or of which ZANUPF is at, or of which succession is at, is a situation whereby you cannot play around and actually put your life at the center of everything. But was that sufficient enough to guarantee him forgiveness from Blessed Geza, as well as retired General Chiwenga? Only time will tell. But Themba playing very, 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 very smart. In fact, primitively doing the job for Emerson Mnangagwa. I think if Mnangagwa watched that one, he may be demanding his money back that he paid to Themba Mliswa. Themba Mliswa definitely not doing justice for Zikananda or or Mnangagwa's man. I'm just beginning to doubt even the rituals which it took them to actually go and do. I'm doubting all those rituals. Even those Zikanandas appears to have gained strength from. Remember, you can be told anything by these traditional healers that may give you strength, but putting your life online at the end of the day. Thank you very much for watching us. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by sending us stars through pressing the thanks up button. Oganqube Umhlabane is signing off. Do remember to also support my album, which is available on all digital platforms. You search for Hlonipani Ncube, and the title of the album is Uthando Lwakhe. There is a promotion video. I'm pinning my hope that you will support it and share it with your loved ones.